Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Goblin Mode.
Goblin Mode! Goblin Mode!
The vlogcast. We are happy that you're here. We're in sunny California with our guest at Justpape. I'll put his username here if you want to check him out.
We're not re-recording this because we forgot to press record. This is the first time that it's ever happened.
This is the first time this is happening.
Yeah.
The boys have some tea.
Actual tea, not like...
They have tea to spill.
We're not drinking gossip.
Yeah.
But we've been having a nice time. Today's our last day of our trip before we go back to Oregon.
Oregon.
And yeah, it's been a good time. But we wanted to film a podcast before we left town. So here we are.
First time on a podcast.
We're very happy to have you.
Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Thanks. I was hoping that my first time would be on Joe Rogan, but...
What do you think of the studio?
This will work. The studio is nice. It's like... I love what...
It feels like lived in.
I love what I've done with the place.
Yeah.
We rented the studio and rented all the furniture.
They paid my rent this month so they could film this podcast.
Yeah.
Damn. That doesn't feel like a fair trade.
You're like, I siphoned the money out of your bank account. But what episode is this? 11?
This is episode 11, yep.
Of the podcast?
Yes. No,
of the vlog. But that's the thing is,
okay.
since it's intertwining.
I was like, what the hell?
I don't know if this is going to come before the vlog or if it's going to be before. So I don't know if this is episode 11 or 12.
It's 11.
It's 11.
I
think this is episode 4 of the podcast.
That sounds right.
Well, either way, thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for watching. We are just going to shoot the shit about some stuff before we have to go and get on a plane. Which I'll say, a lot of you guys know I have not traveled since well before the pandemic. The plandemic. I'm just kidding.
Wait, is this going to be a Plandemic or Stop the Steal podcast?
Why not both?
Why not both?
Yeah.
Stop the count.
I was hoping for it to be on Joe Rogan first, but this is getting better.
Yeah, Stop the Steal.
Yeah, it feels right.
Yeah.
It feels the same.
It was funny because I felt like I was having maybe an appendicitis, and I still left town anyways, and then got on a plane, and the flight was insanely turbulent. So I'm hoping that my flight home today will be a breeze. Because that was just like making it really bad, so this one will feel really good.
Yeah.
But I do still feel like I'm potentially having an appendicitis, so I'll keep you guys updated on if I gotta go to the hospital when I get home.
Damn.
But yeah, we just had some veggie sandwiches. We have been eating good in the neighborhood.
Shout out to Domenico's.
Yeah, shout out Domenico's.
Alameda, California.
If you want to watch the vlog, which again, not sure if this is coming out first or not, but they will be coming out consecutively. So
we'll try and keep this spoiler free.
Yeah.
In case.
No spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers.
But yeah, I was gonna say, I do have some topics for us to talk about, but I'm using Narsils' phone, so give me a second.
Lay 'em on me.
Lay 'em on me.
Hunter Biden's laptop? Yeah, sketchy.
Y'all remember whenever Trump said that he thought the coronavirus would just be gone in like a month? Y'all remember that shit?
You remember whenever he knew about it and hid it from the country?
What did he say? He was like, fuck, what did he say?
He's like, I just think it'll magically just go away.
Yeah, he said like magic, it'll go away or something like that.
Right.
I'm like, bro, you're the president, you're relying on magic? The fuck?
Right. It's gonna go away.
Yeah.
Magic.
It's gonna go away with magic. The wizard is coming, he's gonna make it go away. You won't even know that it was ever here.
All the people whose family members have died are like,
yeah.
Okay, asshole.
Sniffles be gone.
Okay, so the first thing on my list is talking about the fucking spam texts we're always getting with these horny...
My God.
Dude, I could pull some up right now.
These horny locals.
Let me get this change out of my pocket.
They're always like, Like mine.
Let me pull.
Fuck. Mine.
I feel like it started with me, and then I told you all about it, and then they got your info somehow.
Dude, my big one is spam email, specifically for like canvas prints.
Yeah, I keep getting those too.
And I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Where's
Where did
the
these come from?
Mine, the most recent one that I got was someone saying, I need you to bring my dress to the dry cleaners for our big night tonight. And I was like,
so specific.
I was like, this feels a little more like deep. Like it has some lore to it.
Yeah.
The spam text lore, the deep dive.
Like it's just a robot that's trying to mix it up.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, like I'm tired of texting about dicks all the time. What about dry cleaning? Just minutia of being in a real relationship. Let me find. I don't know if I can
bring
get to my
$400 in Starbucks gift cards to the dry cleaner.
I don't know if I can get to my spam. I don't know if maybe I've been marking them as spam. I can't remember. And now I don't know how to get back to my spam folder. Man. All right.
I literally did something the other day whenever we were filming the vlog. I was like, okay guys, let's record. I hit record and I immediately locked my screen.
Here we go. Spam
and
locked.
I was like, oh, I'm a boomer.
What's up, my boomer?
It's mostly political things, but here we go. Grow your size quick. Okay, that's like and it has a banana. It has a banana emoji.
I love the like
peeled
they're
banana.
like grow
Circumcised.
It's like grow 3 inches.
This one says your girl said you are not big. Wait, trickeryout.com. Shout out trickeryout.com. Oh, here we go. This is a weird website. It will grow for her so long. ... Disguisefrench.com. What is that?
Disguised French?
Yeah. What is that?
I just love that it's like grow 3 inches in a week. I'm like, dude, that my penis would have growing pains.
Yeah.
Like my
you
penis
would suffer
hurt.
from like blood loss. You'd be like anemic. Your body wouldn't be. Oh, here we go. Are you being rejected because you can't handle it? Is the development not quite enough? ? You may discover the answer here. JusticeStone.directory.
What? .directory?
Oh, here we go. I became a god at night. Good thing I chewed one. And then there's a pill emoji. Soulridge.
Why are you chewing pills?
This is the website. Solidridge.boutique. Another .boutique.
What the fuck? He's just chewing those pills. He's grinding
Who
them up.
doesn't like a massive cock? Don't be the one with the smallest one. Man, that's just bad copywriting, to be honest. Your cock isn't big enough. That's what she's telling everyone. Prove her wrong after taking this.
This is how many he's gotten on his phone.
She needs more. A big, stiff, juicy Johnson. You don't have one? No problem. Oathbutt.online.
Damn, well,
I have so many.
It makes sense why they're targeting you so much, I guess.
I know.
God damn, dude, you don't have a big, stiff, juicy Johnson?
No, I don't. According to them.
Dude, I had you pegged for
I
a
have
big...
an uncut sausage.
Damn.
I know, they're really... If I had the money, I'd buy in.
The pills.
Yeah.
You should have chewed one.
I should have chewed one.
Holy shit.
I mean, that's...
The funny ones, like some of them are funny because they're like you know, like the ones that like this one just says your girl wants to orgasm more often. But like the ones that are like, yo bro, your dick's just not big. Like it's so like casual.
Everyone loves a stiff, thick, juicy Johnson. Don't be the one with the smallest one.
Yeah. Don't embarrass yourself.
Join the club, dude.
I got a limp noodle.
Grind the pills up in your mouth.
Yeah, chew one.
Chew one.
Chew one and
It's
get
like,
a
that
juicy
would
Johnson.
make
Chew
more
one
sense
and get it
if
done.
it was like fucking gummy vitamins, but like...
Good thing I chewed
One.
one.
You chewed your pill?
Yeah, right? He's just fucking...
Those are these Flintstones dick vitamins?
It's just white powder all over his He's like, trying to choke it down without water.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I get
It is crazy though. I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
It was weird because it's like I got one and then
It
was like a
torrent.
The floodgates were open.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been getting them a lot lately too.
Are you been getting like erection pill?
No,
spam?
they're just like late night hookup messages.
Do you Everyone loves a thick, juicy clit. Don't be the one with the smallest one.
Yeah, I don't.
Chew one.
Chew one.
I want to grow my clit 3 inches.
In a week.
Yeah.
Walking around with this fucking
Fucking
balloon in your pants. Foopatitis. Pipe bomb fupa.
Oh shit. I can't.
Hell yeah.
What else we got on the list?
So
This is
okay,
the
so spam,
this is the important
spam
stuff.
text. So the main thing that I wanted to touch base on was things that would send a Victorian era child into a coma. And that's like, you know, not things like that are like super, like someone, the one that I hear the most is like making them watch like Transformers the movie.
Sure.
And it's like, okay, yeah, but I want some like more obscure shit.
Well, we should clarify too that sending a Victorian child into a coma from something from modern day, not all the things that would normally send a child into a coma in the Victorian era.
Not like this
tuberculosis.
Yeah, not literal. It's just like if they saw it, they'd be like, yeah. And you could say like a pilgrim. You could say anything. I mean,
Yeah, Transformers 2 would definitely. I think it would send them into a coma because it's the worst movie I've ever seen.
Transformers 2?
Yeah, those little robots with the gold teeth. Remember them?
Yeah, I remember them.
The racist robots.
Yeah.
Gangsta.
That was. I watched it the other day. That came up, and I watched clips of that on YouTube, and I was like, "This is as crazy as Osmosis Jones' Kid Rock." It was wild.
No, it's not. It's not that crazy.
It was pretty bad though.
It was, yeah. I remember it being like pretty cringy.
Yeah.
So my first submission to that would be an IMAX theater, which, you know, I feel like that's just like times 50 for a normal movie theater.
Yeah.
But the movie would also have to be like really crazy.
Yeah.
It couldn't just be like, well, I guess even if it was like an outer space documentary, like they'd be like, they'd be like, I thought the Earth was flat.
Yeah. Yeah, that would blow their fucking mind.
Yeah. Also, if you guys have any that you want to submit, put them in the comments.
I mean, just even like a plane, really, when you think about it.
Yeah.
Airplanes didn't happen until what, like the early 1900s?
The Wright brothers.
Wright brothers. I think that was. I mean, it was pre-World War One.
Yeah.
So I think it was like, maybe it was it late 1800s? I thought it was like the very beginning of the 1900s. Let me look this up.
Funny story, and for legal purposes, this is a joke. But whenever I was at the Smithsonian Museum and the Wright brothers,
1903.
The Wright brothers, what is it called?
Plane.
Their area of their ship.
Their exhibit.
Their exhibit, yeah. They had their plane. I don't know if it was their plane or a replica, but the glass had like a little slit in it, and I like reached through and touched it, and I was like, "Damn! I just touched the Wright brothers airplane."
Dang!
And the whole thing just crumbles.
Damn.
But I like told my brother that, and he was like, "Oh my god, you're gonna go to jail."
You're gonna go to jail.
The researchers at the museum are like, "Oh my god, the Wright brothers used to eat Cheetos when they worked on their plane. There's Cheeto dust.
Cheeto dust.
I didn't even know Frito-Lay had been born yet. This is amazing.
Like that out of
They're
all
geniuses.
companies, that one was probably dated back.
Frito-Lay?
Yeah, but they probably made something different. And then like,
Well, when was the potato chip invented?
I think Thomas Jefferson invented the potato chip.
Really?
If that Nickelodeon story.
He's
is
like,
to be
we need
believed."
snacks if we're gonna write the Constitution.
I think he wrote the Declaration of Independence.
Sorry, my bad.
founding fathers.
Oh shit, my bad.
Bust out thy kettle chips.
Let me look
Hell
up
yeah.
first potato chip.
Was it Thomas Jefferson?
Man, fuck the founding fathers.
It
I
was
agree.
it was George Crumb.
George Crumb.
1853.
Oh, okay.
Not Crumb.
Crumb was a Native American, African American chef at the Moon Lake Lodge
Oh,
Resort in
slay.
Saratoga
Yeah,
Springs.
I stand George.
Dude.
I stand behind George
Stand.
Crumb.
Peanut butter, potato chips, both
We
the product
stand.
of Black genius.
Let's
That's
go.
right.
George Washington Carver made the
First computer out of a peanut.
A peanut.
Wait, what is that from?
Undercover brother.
A peanut.
We were just talking about Undercover Brother the other day. Such a classic.
I saw Soul Plane on one of the movies. I think it was like on,
Hey, we're talking about Soul Plane too.
Yeah.
On was on
I think
HBO?
it was on Netflix.
I have to watch
I
it.
think I've seen
I'll have to
Soul
watch
Plane,
it.
but I love I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. That's a good one.
I'm Gonna Get You Sucker is a good one. Black Dynamite's a good one too.
Mm-hmm. Did y'all see the we'll get back to Victorian children in a second.
Back.
The Eddie Murphy blaxploitation remake that happened like a year ago.
Pluto Nash?
No, it was on Netflix. It was like brand new movie. Why can't I remember the name?
I just remember Coming to America.
Oh man,
There's a new Coming to America.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but it was right before that. It was it's like an old movie that they remade. I don't know why.
Was it Dolomite?
Dolomite, yeah. It's like I was
Dolomite.
I was thinking of Dynamite, and I was like, I know it's not Dynamite. It's something like that. Dolomite, yeah.
Was it good?
It was amazing. It was great. I was really skeptical, and it was actually a very good movie.
This is a random thing
Shout out
that
to Dolomite.
It's a great movie.
I tried to Google it the other day, and I literally did not know how to spell it.
Dolomite?
No.
Oh, you're getting okay.
I was gonna ask you guys to spell it for me.
Menace.
Fuck you.
Appendicitis?
No. Like a Jewish person's yarmulke.
Yarmulke? Actually, that's actually kind of a.
You're literally not gonna be able to spell it. Whenever I typed it in, I was like, it was like, did you mean this? And I was like, no, it's not even the same word.
Did you
and
do
I was
it
like,
phonetically, just like YAMIKA or something like that, or
I did
yarmulke maybe?
yarmulke.
Yeah.
Is there an L in it?
Yes.
Actually, that's a good spelling bee question because I've never thought about how to spell yarmulke. If I saw it, I would be able to read it, but also I feel like
it has another letter in it.
There's a lot of different spellings for like even Hanukkah. There's like 3 different ways to spell it.
Oh, well then maybe
Hanukkah.
Maybe this is controversial.
Chanukah.
Then I don't know how y'all spell it, but
Shanukkah?
it's
Sometimes
literally
it's spelled with a C, I think.
It's literally spelled yarmulke, like YARMULKE.
I would have never gotten that.
Right, and that's why I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "That's not even the same word." And then I clicked it, and it was like a Jewish person's hat or whatever, and I was like, "Bruh," my brain exploded.
Wow.
I thought your word was going to be like...
shout out to yarmulkes.
I thought your word was going to be like chips. You know how to spell chips,
like,
right?
how dumb do you think?
I mean, I'm dumb, but I'm not that fucking dumb. And then my next question is, which we're gonna circle back to Victorian era child. Maybe we can just like interject throughout the podcast.
Yeah.
And be like, this.
It's hard not to imagine that their mind would be
blown by everything.
Everything modern.
Like a smartphone, even just a regular telephone,
A go-kart.
a fucking walkie-talkie would probably blow their mind.
Dude, you give a Victorian child a go-kart, their head would explode.
They wouldn't even know what a car is.
A pogo stick,
Yeah.
even a pogo stick,
Bop It.
I said a Roomba vacuum cleaner because they'd be like,
even just a Hoover they'd be like, the fuck?
I know,
picks
but
it
I'm
off the
taking it.
ground."
I'm taking it that much further. It does it its damn self.
That's wild. Yeah.
They'd be like, it could clean up the mess.
And
It's
then
a magical broomstick.
it would probably take 50 years to just even explain what the internet is to them.
Because they'd be like, how does it connect with magic?
Yeah.
You're telling me witchcraft. The signals go through the air.
Through the air.
What is a signal?
Oh, wait, bro, what's the internet?
Internet, innit?
Internet.
And then they're just like, my next question is, did either of you have a fake ID era?
Yeah, well, I didn't have a fake ID.
What does that mean?
Like, did you ever have a fake ID where you used it to go out?
Oh, no.
I didn't have a fake ID, but I had and this is a joke for legal
had
purposes.
You had like an alter ego?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I went as my alter ego, my 30-year-old alter ego. No, my oldest brother gave me his old ID.
That's
clutch.
easy peasy. Honestly.
We looked close enough alike, but also like, you know, I had his birthday memorized and everything, so like it wasn't.
You knew the address.
I knew the address. Yeah, I was ready to go. There was only one time actually that I used it where the bartender was like, the fuck out of here, like this is it. But he also just like didn't care.
Yeah.
So he was like, she was like, yeah, it was a woman bar. She's like, this isn't real, or she's like, this isn't you, and then she's like, yeah, whatever. What do you want? And I was like, sick.
You're like, yeah, moving on.
But I was
like
with
a Diet Coke.
I was like with someone that was like a regular there, so they
didn't want to like make them.
well,
mad.
they knew that it was like they knew that they weren't gonna get. I wasn't trying to bust them or anything like that.
I had a fake ID era, but I got it from like my friend's older sister. Like she had like 2 and she had given one to her sister and one to me. And we looked absolutely nothing alike, but it worked. Like because no one in our hometown like give a fuck about.
Well, now that I have been checking IDs for a long time, selling beer and alcohol, I almost never look at the picture.
Yeah.
I look at the date, and if it's legit, I'll glance at the picture. Like
I never looked at pictures though because I worked the door at a club.
like if you're a white guy and you give me a black person's ID, I will probably notice.
Yeah, you'd be like, hold on a goddamn second.
But beyond that, I'm not really paying that much attention to it.
Yeah, whenever I worked the door at the club and had to check IDs, I was just like, I just didn't give a fuck. Like I was like, I'm underpaid. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Well, also too, it's like unless the face is like if it's a completely different person, like you're using like a woman's ID and it, you know what I mean, or like unless it's like completely obvious, like it's not really, that's like a subjective metric. So even if the date is fine and it's a real ID, there's not really anything they can, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
True.
They can't be like, it doesn't look the same. I'm like, well, it did to me, so.
Right. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
I
yes.
didn't have a fake ID because I was a good, sweet, innocent angel child.
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing to me about Nars is that, like, I know before he and I met, whenever he was in his, like, I guess early to mid 20s, he, like, partied a lot.
Yeah.
But, like, and I knew him, like, whenever he would go hard in the paint. But, like, he literally did not drink alcohol, not even once, until he turned 21.
Yeah.
And
What?
I think that's fucking
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
because
crazy.
I would literally get fucked up every single weekend with my friends, like since freshman year of high school.
I didn't really start drinking regularly until well after I had already been smoking like a ton of weed.
Yeah, no, same. I definitely started with weed.
But weed is like one of the, it's like weed you can like casually get high on a Thursday afternoon.
It's like a gateway drug.
Yeah. Yeah. Gateway to party, bro. But like you can casually get stoned on like a weekday afternoon, but you can't like, it's like a lot harder to get like randomly drunk.
Yeah.
Cause like you can get high and it'll just wear off in like a couple hours, but like if you're drunk and like a teenager, you're kind of out for the count.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
You
And
gotta
your parents
be like
typically, got an eye
it's
on
way
you.
more obvious too.
Yeah.
You know,
I would never ever go home.
I used to
drunk.
get high in my orthodontist parking lot.
Hell
slay.
It was a nice little spot.
Hell yeah.
In a car though, I wouldn't just be out there raw dog in the parking lot.
Yeah, just by yourself.
I mean, I would need a car.
Yeah.
But
I used to get high on whippets in a abandoned parking lot, and it was really sad.
I didn't do.
Damn.
I didn't do whippets until much later, but
I think I was graduated. I think I was.
I used to go
18,
see
19.
movies with my friends in high school.
Oh, we know you're a
Fucking
little
nerd.
goody two shoes.
I saw Shrek 1 5 times in theaters when I was a little lad.
wow.
Lad. I would have too, probably. If
Shrek 1 is a great movie.
It is.
Shrek 2 is a great movie.
All the Shreks are good.
Shrek 3, no.
Come on.
I would
Shrek
watch
3
it
is
if it was
trash.
on, though, no matter what.
Yeah.
You're
Trash.
I really didn't like Shrek
You're
3.
trash. You're trash. Fake ID era. What is your happiest childhood memory? Is there like a day that you remember? Like we were talking about this not too long ago. How I have
wow.
a day that I remember that I was like, this is the best day of my fucking child life.
Damn.
Happiest.
It was whenever I got
childhood
picked
memory.
up. While y'all think, I'll tell mine. I got picked up by my like after school babysitter, which was my best friend's mom, which was already like lit because I got to go home with my best friend every single day to her house, which was always like stocked with snacks and shit. And her mom picked us up on a Friday and she was like, guess what, girls, we're going to Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh,
And
fuck
I was
yeah.
like, and she gave us both like it literally was like the most lit. And that day we had a fucking pizza party at school too.
Damn, so you got double pizza.
Yeah, you actually had the pizza party.
It was a pizza party at school. Then we
Because
went
normally
to Chuck
the pizza
E.
party is
Cheese,
a fucking lie.
And then we had an actual pizza party. Our teacher would cut the slices like this.
They
big.
followed through. Yeah, they bought one pizza for 30 children,
Yeah,
and the kids
made
were
it
going buck
multi-slice.
wild. Sorry. Anyway,
No, but it was just I just remember being like, I had like a self-reflection in that moment, being like, damn, this is a good fucking day.
Didn't even have to use my AK.
Right. It was just fucking lit. And then like we went, I think I stayed the night at her house that night too. So it was like, it was just like back to back to back good shit going on.
Hell yeah.
That's a good, yeah.
I feel like it was like anytime you would go on like a cool outing, like anytime I would go to like that golf cart place or the go-kart place in my hometown, like
Kitty Mia's?
no, I forget what it was called.
I feel like I have a lot of, options to pick one, but there's one day that I remember was really good. My best friend in elementary, middle school was also named Matt, and he lived in the same neighborhood as me. And the city was doing like construction in the road like immediately in front of his house. Like you couldn't even park on the road. It was like basically just like where it would normally be like a half a block of road was just like a 15-foot deep like dirt pit, and it was just all like dirt clods and stuff. And me and him and his brother spent the whole afternoon in the ground throwing clods of dirt at each other. They were like the dirt was like a snowball but made of dirt.
Did you grow up in the 1930s?
Just
Grew up
Florida.
in the Dust Bowl?
Just Florida.
With the dirt in the front yard.
Just Florida. The dirt was like you could pull it off the wall
Was it
and
like
throw
clay?
it. Yeah, it was kind of like dry
Muddy?
clay, so it would bust on impact.
It would bust on you.
It would bust all over your
Yeah,
chest.
Matt would bust on you, and then you would bust on Matt.
The dirt.
sake.
It's fine. Sorry, the dirt would
Explode.
whatever you want to say. And it was like a snowball fight in the summer in Florida, but with dirt. But some of the dirt clods did have rocks in them, and so it did hurt like 30% of the time.
Damn.
Okay. One out of three
So
ain't
it was
bad.
like a giant mud fight.
Yeah, but the dirt was dry. It wasn't like muddy.
Oh, okay.
It was like you could just throw. It was kind of it was just like it would just like kind of like
Okay.
yeah, it was like powdery dirt. And yeah, we were all fucked up on dirt, covered in dirt, and we probably went inside and played GameCube or something.
You were
for the rest
fucked
of
up
the
on dirt.
You were sniffing
fucked
those
up on
fumes.
dirt. Before I did weed, I huffed
did
dirt. I did dirt.
I fucking did dirt,
Hell
bro.
yeah.
That was a good day though.
That sounds like a good day.
That sounds
what
like a
about
great
you?
day.
What about you, young man?
It would probably be. I don't remember how. It was my birthday. I don't remember how old I was turning. I was either turning 8 or turning 9, and me and like 5 of my friends at the time went to DZ Discovery Zone.
Ooh,
Classic.
Dude,
that's like Vegas for children.
it was. I literally.
What happened to that DZ stays at DZ.
Yeah, that's right. We had the Men in
Including
Black.
the death of children.
We had the Men in Black laser tag that we played about 80,000 times.
Damn, Discovery Zone was so sick.
Dude, it was so sick. And I got so many fucking Batman toys. I was like a hardcore like Batman toy. Like I was a Batman action figure aficionado.
You're a bat child.
Yeah.
Bat child.
I was Bat Boy.
Bad boy.
Bat boy. Oh.
Yeah.
It's you, all grown up.
It's you. Why is that the most scary fucking thing?
It's always
to
in
see
there,
the
too.
fucking
Yeah. It's
always in
grocery
there.
line. Your mom would be like, "Wait here, I gotta go grab something." You're just like staring at it, having a fucking.
I want to see. I
mental
want to see it
breakdown.
now, where it's just like, Bat Boy divorce, lost custody of his 3 children. He's just like a sad Batman
Yeah.
guy.
But yeah, we
his
did
fucking
that. And
Zika head.
I got a bunch of Batman action figures, and then we had a sleepover at my house.
Damn,
And
sounds like
it was
a good
great.
day.
It was great. I think my little brother ran around naked and like chased us around. Which, don't get me wrong, we didn't plan that. That wasn't like.
Your mom was like, "You're the naked brother." Go, go, go.
But I was like 8 or 9, and so he was like 3 or 4.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
He was like a literal like
Child,
running
yeah.
around, and it was a good time.
That sounds great.
Yeah,
Sounds lit.
it was so lit, dude.
Fucking lit. I another thing that with the Victorian era child, they would I feel like they would seize if they had like a warhead.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. Or like
A blow pop.
Yeah, a blow pop.
What? There's bubble gum inside.
Oh, there's gum in it.
Inside the sweet.
Inside the lolly.
Her head will explode. Inside the lolly.
In it.
In it.
Wait, so I'm trying to think, like, Victorian era children, like, I feel like in the late Victorian era, they had cars, right? Because it was like carriages to cars, or am I thinking?
That's like the Edwardian.
Yeah.
Era.
I think Victorian era pretty much went to about like the 1890s maybe.
We're thinking like Jane Austen
1900
times.
maybe. I mean, you're like a couple decades off, but it's not that far off. I mean, I don't know for sure. I just know, like, when they say like Victorian houses, it's usually, you know, like early 1900s and back. So maybe.
Well, when was the first car? When was that Model T?
That would have been like okay, so yeah, like the very end of the Victorian era
In your area.
is it says 1820 to 1914. So you're like,
Yeah,
I think the Model T was right around that
seeing,
time.
Yeah, you would be seeing cars at the end of that.
Well,
At
but
the
that's
very
what I
end of
was
that.
just trying to say.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
like, I think
because the
you
Model
know,
T came out in 1908.
If they saw, we could
Yeah.
instead of being like, if they saw a car, we could be like, if they saw a Tesla, they'd be like, huh?
If they saw a DeLorean, they would shit their pants.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
if they saw a truck,
An
they'd be like,
F-550.
they'd be like, huh?
Why does it have so many wheels on it?
Yeah, or a city bus.
A light rail.
Yeah. Yeah, but I guess I mean Victorian, I mean, if someone from the early Victorian era saw a Model T, they'd probably lose their mind too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Because they'd be like, I've been using a fucking horse and buggy.
But isn't it crazy when you think about Victorian era, what did I say, it was like till 1914, like the early 18s, it's like basically that 100-year period, more or less. That, the progression that happened in that time versus between like 1914 and 2014, it's crazy.
Yeah.
How exponential it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we have new technology out like every week.
Yeah.
It's insane. I
Yeah.
saw something.
I can get a text message and chew a pill and make my dick bigger.
You can grow 3 inches.
2022.
In a week, dude.
3 inches in a week. That's the thing too. Is if you're a person who gets that text message and you're like,
Oh,
damn,
Who does that work on?
You click the link.
People with, who don't have Juicy Johnsons.
I guess so.
I don't know
They're
what
like
to tell
3
you.
inches in a week. God damn, sign me up. And I'm like,
That
that's,
like bring me up
that's
to
not-
like 3 inches.
That's not even like physically possible. You'd have to have like dick surgery.
Like I
well,
said,
that's
you would
the thing,
have
too.
like growing pains.
You can't
You'd be
even
like, "Ow, my
have-
dick hurts. It's growing."
I
too
don't even think
fast."
you can have.
You can't have like a dick extension
You can't.
surgery.
You can have girth extension, but that's it.
Pape's like, I would know. I looked it up.
I've had it done many times.
It was research.
Yeah.
I'm writing a book.
Yeah.
On girthy.
It's called
actually-
Slim Jim.
I'm actually suing a doctor right now because
He degirthed
He made
you.
my dick too big.
it got girthy but not longer.
You got a fucking tuna can.
Yeah, dude.
Little tuna can.
Yeah.
It's
Little
really
pink
weird though
hockey
because I always wonder. Stop! That is such a horrible visual. God damn it! I feel
God.
like having you can have like a pump put into your wiener though.
What?
No, I don't believe that.
Dead fucking
like a fucking
dead.
Reebok shoe?
No, literally, I think it's for people with ED, and they put like a pump in your fucking pecker.
And air?
Yeah, and it literally, maybe not air. I don't know what it does. Yeah, it's air.
What?
Look it up, y'all. Look it up. Look
What
it up.
kind of Looney Tunes bullshit is this?
Yeah, it's air. Don't pump it up too tight. Your fucking peen will explode.
Oh my god.
Air?
I know for
That
a
sounds-
fact that
that
there is
sounds
a
like-
Your
device.
wiener would become like one of those animal balloons.
That sounds like a Space Jam bonus scene.
What's up, Doc?
What's that, Doc?
And it's like, and then it makes an elephant at the end.
Air Jordan.
Yeah. That's where the air comes from.
That's right.
Comes from the pump.
I don't even know. I think
I had
out of stuff to say.
I've thought of another
Thing that would send a Victorian child
me
into
with
a
it.
coma.
no a thing
Oh.
like a childhood thing we were military.
Does it involve dirt or a
It
stick?
doesn't involve not directly, but
Not directly.
everything that kids do outside involves dirt or sticks at some point.
Okay.
But we
Not anymore,
lived on military bases when I was younger, and in Alaska we lived on this military base called Elmendorf Air Force Base, even though my dad was in the Navy.
That sounds like some Lord of the Rings shit.
I know Elmendorf, and it was there was tons of kids in the military base. There was just like every house was a duplex, and every house had at least
20
like
kids.
one or two kids per side.
Yeah.
And they were all really close together. So we would have these like neighborhood capture the flag games of literally like 50 children.
Damn.
Like it was huge.
Who was overseeing that shit?
Nobody. Whoever was like 11 years old or 12. Whoever the oldest, which were they're normally like 12
Navy
or 13.
commander.
Yeah. And we would do every like week or two, there'd be like a new thing that we were doing. So like 1 week we'd be like really into capture the flag, and then another week there was like one time where it was like a whole week we were playing like medieval fantasy, like role playing basically.
Ooh.
And we were all
Take me to your chambers.
we were all like we were all like, you know, peasants basically, and the kids that were like 12 or 13
were the nobles.
were the nobles. And they
Damn.
were like having, I was like probably like 6, and they were having any kids like my age like do shit for them to like rank up.
Damn.
You know what I mean? Like you
Young
might
to
little
rank
peasant.
yeah,
up.
like if you want to be
peasants.
like if you want to be a knight, you got to go fucking give me a Capri Sun right now. Like, you know, like it was like that, and we took it so seriously.
That is so funny.
And then I think there was like a revolt at some point.
Oh.
Like there was
Uprising.
there was like a peasant uprising,
Oh yeah, regicide.
and
Because they were like, they made you go get a Capri Sun, and then they were like, just kidding, you little fucking peasant.
yeah, and then I was like,
You're like,
off
wait
with their heads.
And then everyone was like, yeah.
Yeah, it was
That's fun, though.
Now you can drink your own Capri Sun.
yeah.
You don't have to give it to the noble to
I don't have to
become
give it
a
to the
knight.
noble.
Son.
And then we also did like you know, we would play like military type shit. It was basically the same thing, but just, you know,
That's pretty fun. Like
Change of
having
lore.
Having a bunch of kids to play with, like growing up, was ideal. I feel like a lot of people didn't really.
yeah.
Like our neighborhood, we lived in an old person neighborhood, and so
How loud are my
I only
levels?
had like one friend that lived in my neighborhood, and like her mom didn't really let her come out to play very much. So
I
that
lived
would've
right
been
next
sick.
to my elementary school, so did a lot of the kids.
That's pretty
So-
convenient. Yeah, the school on the military base was not far. It was like just down the road. But I didn't go there for the first 2 years. I went to a different school.
You just didn't go to school.
No,
Just a feral kid.
I was a wolf kid.
Roaming the base.
Raised by wolves, yeah.
Nice. You're like Wolverine.
I'm like Wolverine, and you're a bad boy.
For anybody who doesn't know what Bat Boy looks like, I'll put a picture of him right here.
Yeah,
Creepy.
there we go.
Creepy.
Pape bot powering down. Thank
That's my
God
robot.
he's turned off.
He has his fucking Tonight Show microphone.
Yo, what up,
You
Bob
have-
Barker?
You have a long and girthy, and we have a short and short.
This isn't really girthy though.
What's the price?
Skinty.
I'm gonna say $1.03, Bob.
Wrong.
The price is not right.
Price is wrong.
Dude, I grew up watching so much Price is Right because I went to the nursing home with my grandma all the time because she went there to take care of her husband, my grandpa. And her mom was still alive, so she was doing double duty. But I would go and hang out in my grandpa's room because he would be in the dining room getting fucking coffee and shit. And I would just fucking get in his little hospital bed and like get it propped to the right like thing, and then I would turn on Price is Right
Hell yeah.
and watch that shit for like hours.
My Nana she watched Price is Right like relentlessly. Every time I went over her house, Price is Right was on. Or
was a lit fucking
it was pretty much, it was
show.
pretty much always Price is Right. Or like that was, you know, I think kids today won't understand that when you stayed home from school,
You watched Prices
you
Right.
watched Price is Right because there wasn't really anything
else.
on. The like
Or like it was like shitty soap operas.
Yes,
but like,
Yeah.
it was soaps and it was
like the Wayne
Prices
Brady
Right.
And-
show
and
was pretty
infomercials.
fun. I don't know. There was a lot of
sometimes Comedy Central later on during the day they would replay old comedy specials.
Yeah, or movies.
Or movie. I would watch a lot of the Comedy Central Presents specials, like the 30-minute specials,
Yeah.
or like the early ones. I watched those a lot when I stayed home from school.
There's like Comedy Central like movie rotations. It was like PCU. You remember PCU?
Yeah,
Like they always played PCU, and they always played like
They always played the
Brain Candy, like the Kids in the Hall movie.
Yeah, and they always played the like was it Method Man, and the one where like
How High?
was it How High? Was that like
Where they go to Harvard?
Yeah. How High? Yeah. I thought that's what the one was. Yeah, they played that one a lot. Van Wilder, they played a lot.
Yes.
I fucking dude, one of the most triggering movie scenes that it will never leave my brain.
Talking about the pastry scene?
Yes.
Is that in Van Wilder?
Yes.
Van Wilder.
And I regret ever seeing that in my whole life.
I don't know if I want to know.
They jack off Van Wilder's bulldog, and he comes into these pastries, and they send it
and
to
they're
the
literally
frat house.
they give it to like their enemies, and they're just like gobbling, and it's just
and
like
it's just
pouring
coming out
down
like,
their mouth,
and the guy's
like,
eating, he's like, oh, it's really warm.
The dog?
yes, which I'm like, that's even worse because
Yeah.
it's like fucking
It's like animal cruelty in a way,
cruelty.
even though he probably enjoyed it. But
right, but it's like, dude, you're a fucking sick fuck for doing that.
that would never get made today.
No.
Not even close.
just
I mean,
talking about
most of
that.
that movie would not, like, even just the premise of that movie, but like,
so many things in like old comedy.
it's
like,
crazy how that used to be.
Which, speaking of, we just watched while we've been here in Alameda. We've been watching all these Christmas movies, and like, you know, we watched Bad Santa, the unrated edition.
I don't know if that would get made today necessarily.
No,
but
I'm saying like certain lines in it, like that.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. And then there was,
but also
like,
that movie is
certain
like the
lines
whole gist of it is that he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure, but like he was like saying like,
It is a really funny movie though.
Yeah.
I don't think he was saying anything like super racist or anything.
No,
but there was,
no.
and then they were like making fun of like small people,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
saying the N word a lot, and like just like stuff like that, like where I was like, that this would never be able to slip into a movie today.
But what I really like about that movie though is that you have all these people being insensitive to, you know, little people, if that's the word.
yeah.
And then you have the actor being like, "Man, fuck you!" Like he's like, you know what I mean? He's like, I like that they'll say insensitive shit, and then he like,
But he's able to, like, say what he wants
calls
back.
them out in the moment. Like I mean, he says the stuff that he says to Billy Bob Thornton is like the meanest shit anyone could say to a human being.
Yeah,
He's like,
I know that's the like point of the
which
movie.
makes it so much better. Like,
But there was like we watched
that would be so good.
we watched Jack Frost too, which
Oh,
was like
boy.
the funniest
God.
shit. Like literally, I have not laughed that hard in such a long time. Like I didn't realize that Jack was a puppet. Like I thought in my memory that he was like strictly CGI, and he's like a puppet made by the Henson team. And it's just like really like hyper realistic.
It's crazy.
And like I'm sure they added like a little CGI to it, like kind of the way they did the Dark Crystal, but like
Yeah.
I was just like cracking up because it was so fucking freaky. We were
it
just
is
like
such a-
screaming.
It is such a bananas idea for a movie. Also, the really funny thing about that movie is in the beginning of the movie, Charlie the kid, he makes a snowman with his father, who is conveniently named Jack Frost.
And he's
He's like a Christmas
He's like a-
rocker.
yeah, he's
He's
an
like a
R&B Christmas singer.
No, well, he's like it's like dad rock Christmas music.
He's like,
Frosty the Snowman.
yeah, that's yeah.
oh,
He's
it's
like
Christmas time, baby.
That's how the movie starts. The movie starts with Michael Keaton sweating, singing a really like dad rock bluesy
Christmas
rendition
song.
of Frosty the Snowman.
And he's like, he like is on the harmonica, like.
Yeah, and then they're all surprised that he becomes a snowman. It's like, yeah, his name is Jack fucking Frost, and he loves Christmas music. Like, illusion much? Like,
And he like I didn't pick this up until later. How like the little boy like blew on the fucking harmonica.
The magic harmonica.
that was the magic.
And that was the magic that brought him to life.
Yeah.
But like Jack, of his spoiler alert, this movie's been out for a fucking long time. So
like 20 years.
close your ears if you don't
Almost
want any.
25 years. Next
But
Damn.
basically Jack, he's like he's a really good dad, but he's like a deadbeat, and he like never shows up for his kids' games.
Well, he's not
and,
like a deadbeat. He's just trying really hard to
make a music
to be
career.
the number
I mean,
one Christmas band in
I was
America.
going to say, to be fair, you have to try hard.
You have to
Yeah.
try hard.
If Christmas
Yeah, okay.
music is your like niche,
That's all you do.
I take it back. He's not a deadbeat, but he just like literally like
Yeah,
misses out on his son's
he's
life.
absent-minded.
He's on tour constantly.
And so, like, basically, the movie
Christmas
is
circuit.
just
Well, yeah.
following him trying to, like, be at all of his son's shit. And his son is like, Dad, you didn't make it to my big game. Like, fuck you.
I don't know how he gets shows in July, but somehow he's on tour.
Yeah, he's just constantly on tour. And then, like, he's like, okay, look, I got to make it up to you guys. He's like, we're going to go on this big trip, and I've already booked us a cabin and everything. And they're packing the fucking car.
And then he got a phone call.
And they're like, they want to hear us sing. Like, they're about to
They want to hear us sing on Christmas Day.
Well, and I'm like, they're like, oh, they want you to play on Christmas. And I would have been like, well, I'm a fucking Christmas musician. This should be like the only time.
This is the biggest day of the year.
It's very fitting for me and us. But
they want you to play on Christmas.
But then he's like, I gotta go. And then, of course, the mom and the son are like, you know what? This could actually be like your final big break. So like, we'll allow it. And he goes, and he actually, I think they got signed.
Is this?
No,
we're
they didn't get signed.
We're entering spoiler territory.
No,
now.
I said you fast forward if y'all don't want.
No, he realizes like halfway to the destination to Aspen, he's like, man, what am I doing? I need to go be with my kids. And then everybody in the band is like, well, no shit, it's Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, no, I thought that they went and like played for them, and then they were like
on their way back.
Yeah, they were on their way back.
No.
So he like, fucking died for nothing.
Wow.
Spoiler alert.
Wow.
He's literally on his way back to be with his family on Christmas. Motherfucker has a jammed windshield wiper. The snow piles up, and he runs into the fucking awning on the side of the road and runs.
Oh, let's do the snowman!
And he flies off the edge.
The funny thing that I thought about, the funniest thing about the movie to me was the year before. Most of the movie takes place a year later. So the year before, when Mr. Frost is building the snowman with Charlie, the snowman looks terrible. It looks like shit.
It looks like a typical
And then
snowman.
a year later, Charlie builds a snowman by himself that looks like wildly different.
It's literally the Sistine Chapel.
Yeah, and that is the robot.
Snowman.
That's the animatronic snowman that they made.
It has fucking eyebrows.
But it looks, it has eyebrows. It looks nothing like the one he made a year ago with his dad's help.
It's just like, it's so...
And then he puts his dad's band pin into the snowman, blows a magic note into the harmonica,
and then it literally like spins snow around him for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And it makes you so dizzy.
And then Michael Keaton becomes
and he's like,
snowman.
hey, what's going on here? Why do I have fucking sticks for hands?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And then he doesn't even question that he's a fucking snowman. He's just like, how am I gonna fucking pick anything
What
up?
I love too is there's a moment where he's creating the snowman, and it's like a super emotional slow motion shot of him putting the scarf
and it's like
over the
slow.
snowman. And I'm like, oh, so the scarf is what's magic.
Yeah.
And then it, 5 minutes later, he
where's
blows
the
into
magic? What's the magic here? Is it the pin?
He
Is it
also
the scarf?
puts his
Is it the
little
harmonica?
ska bucket hat on him.
Yeah.
And
He's
the
like, "Scoop it up."
pin. Scoop it up. And then he like blows on the harmonica, which I don't know if y'all noticed, lined up perfectly in tune with the song that was playing.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, damn, he can play
I
that
really
shit.
like in the end when so spoiler alert, winter ends eventually, and Michael Keaton as the snowman is going to melt and die, and he basically is like, basically tells his kid, like, you need to move on with your life, like, I need to move on and pass or whatever.
I need to die.
And then when they're saying, he kind of like, he spins around and becomes like the ghost of Michael Keaton, and he's talking to his wife, and the final words, he's just like, bye. She's like, bye. And then he's like,
It's so awkward.
it's so awkward. It's like,
Well, and it's like only the beginning of winter too, and the son is like, why are you going? Like, there's still so much winter left. And he's like, I gotta move on.
Dude, I got a jet.
And
But
I'm
also,
like,
I mean,
you could have spent a whole fucking winter with your kid, like one last winter.
But as a snowman,
but yeah, the ruse is pretty hard to keep up. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, he was
people
literally
thought Charlie
like
was
pulling him
crazy.
around town in a fucking Red Rider,
Going back to
Yeah.
his spiritual release scene,
a red flyer wagon.
he does say bye, and then as he's an ethereal snowstorm floating off into the distance,
He goes,
he says, I'll always hear you.
I'll always hear you. And I was like,
it is
what
so
the fuck
weird.
does that mean?
Yeah, which is so weird. Like, I'll be listening.
It was just, god damn it. And then like, there was just so many like fucked up things. There's a part that me and Natalie were like screaming about where literally it's whenever he first kind of realizes that Jack Frost is his dad,
Uh-huh.
and like the bullies are trying to have a snowball fight,
Oh, yeah.
and
He's like,
he literally like
throwing snowballs.
like starts up like a fucking machine, and he's
Yeah, he like vibrates. He's like,
Yeah.
but it looks
He's
like so creepy.
Doing a little shimmy.
And then he fucking starts like throwing like
He has like
snowballs really
catapulting
fast.
snowballs really fast.
And then he like helps Charlie defeat the bullies, and then he's like, "Oh my god, you are my dad." I'm like, that's what it took. You didn't recognize his voice, any of the memories that he referenced of the two of y'all together.
No. He goes, the boy's name is Charlie. Mm-hmm. And he goes, Charlie boy. And he's like, what did you call me? And it's not like it's literally the word boy added to the end of his
And he's
name.
like, that's how I know it's you.
That's how I know. He's like, it's not that I sound like your fucking dad.
That I look, and my fucking snowman face looks kind of like him too.
Yeah. My animatronic eyebrows
Charlie
didn't give it
boy.
away.
Yeah. So that
a
was
wild
an
movie.
absolute hit.
That actually, I now that I haven't seen that movie since it came out, since I was a kid. I remember really enjoying it as a kid.
Yeah.
And I still enjoyed it quite a bit, but that is definitely going into my Christmas,
Yearly.
my yearly
Oh,
rotation
me too.
now. I mean, that's a banger.
And then we watched Fred
it's so bad.
Claus, which was like
I didn't watch that one.
he was reading, but we were watching Fred Claus, and it was so fucking bad.
It was horrible.
One of the worst written. But it was fun to watch because to be able to tear it apart.
It was literally one of the few movies I've watched where I thought to myself, every fucking actor in this film has just phoned it in.
Yeah.
If you want to see Ludacris's face CGI superimposed onto a little person actor's body, watch that movie.
And same with
crazy.
same with a lot of the elves.
Same with
they're like
every elf.
CGI
And their
adult heads.
Their heads are like
on
It's like
small
their heads
elf
are like
bodies.
steady cammed. Like
Yeah.
their heads
Yeah.
are like on a
And
gimbal.
it's
so
entirely
weird.
creepy.
It's really bizarre.
And then like it's just I don't know. I don't think I'd ever watch it again, but it was definitely fun to watch to make fun of because it was so bad. And then we watched the new Lindsay Lohan Christmas movie, which was
Falling
like
for Christmas.
It was like cute and fine. It was like a little bit silly.
it looked. I was sort of watching as I was cooking dinner, and it looked terrible.
Yeah, it was like dumb, but like we were just
But it
all
was.
in the Christmas mood.
I thought we watched the trailer for it, and the trailer made it seem like way zanier.
It was more like slapstick.
Yeah, like way more slapstick, and that was really only like the first like 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, and then it got like kind of like what is it called? Lifetime movie.
Very.
It was
Lifetime
literally
movie.
a Lifetime movie
vibe.
disguised as a Netflix original.
And it was like, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like it's the kind of movie where the plot is just known from the very beginning. Like there's no surprises at all.
You fucking know.
Yeah.
What else? We watched one more movie.
The Santa Claus.
We watched the Santa Claus.
That's classic.
The Santa Claus was good.
Certified
Obviously,
banger.
we all know that.
We're the good
but
guys.
Even
We're the
then,
good guys.
like,
We're here to rescue you, Charlie. We're the good guys. We're the elves.
We're elves with attitude.
but even then, there was like things in that movie that I was like, this is so like it was like
Never
hella
fly
fat
without
phobic.
elf supervision.
Yeah, the
it
kid
was fat
never
phobic.
fly
He like it was
without
whenever he hadn't
supervision.
even gotten like super Santa fat, but he was like just a little chubby, and his boss was like, God damn, lay off the pastry.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe get the dressing on the side.
yeah, it was just like really.
I will say though, I
weird.
mean, the first scene with that, yes, but if you saw someone gain like 90 pounds in 2 weeks, and then also all their hair went white, it would be a little jarring.
Yeah, you'd be like, wait a damn minute. I mean, I'd be like, are you Santa?
Yeah. Okay, so you are Santa.
Oh,
Got
so
it.
you are Santa.
Yeah.
And that was the thing that was really funny about that movie to me was how his ex-wife and her
There's
new
a
husband.
moment where like she
Judge
has
Reinhold.
some
I
fucking
love Judge Reinhold.
epiphany where she's like, oh my god.
But it's really
She's like, you're Santa, but there was nothing that
There was-
happened
yeah.
that made her like realize he was Santa. She just kind of had this like middle of the scene like,
are Santa.
you are Santa.
Wait, didn't he give her the toy?
No, that was
that was
after.
after.
That was after,
And that's
oh.
why we were like, huh?
This weird scene I thought was when Judge Reinhold and his ex-wife, Tim Allen's ex-wife, were talking about like why they don't believe in Santa or something, was because when they were like little they didn't get the thing that they wanted.
Yeah.
And she was like, she wanted a mall
mystery date.
mall
game.
mystery
Yeah, it was
date.
like a game. And that scene was like very.
It was so emotional.
It was very emotional.
And she was like, wanted the palm tree dead.
Well, and he was like,
and it's like,
he was
It's like you're an
it's
adult.
been
Buy
like
one on
40
eBay.
years. Yeah, like get over
Neil
it.
was like, I was 3. I'm like, you were 3?
Three?
You don't
Yeah.
have
Stop
any
believing in
cognitive
Santa
memories
Claus?
from
Yeah,
this.
and he wanted an Oscar Mayer
You couldn't even say the
wiener
word
whistle.
3 when you were 3
I
years
know.
old.
Let alone Oscar Mayer weenie whistle.
And then he opens it and he's like,
He says, goo goo gaga.
Oh, I like another really good part is Bernard the elf, who's like the manager of the North Pole.
yeah,
He
he's
gives-
like really angry all the time.
And he has dreadlocks for some reason.
Yeah.
He gives Charlie a snow globe, and then later on, it's revealed that Charlie can shake the snow globe whenever he wants for his Santa Claus father to come back. And he did it, and his father came back. And this is Christmas
This
night.
is on Christmas.
Day.
He's got shit
Christmas
to
Eve.
do.
Busiest day of the year. And he saw Santa, his father, flying and comes and visits him, and then he leaves, and then literally 30 seconds later he shakes it again,
and he comes back.
but he doesn't come back right away, and the kid's like, man, it doesn't even work. It's he like disbelieves everything up until that point.
And it's like, dude, and
It's like
remember
you
the
just saw
fucking
him.
sleigh made like 5 rotations around the house.
Yeah,
because he was like bye, and then he like came away, and then he was like,
Bye.
but goodbye everybody,
Yeah.
and it's like, Charlie, you didn't get enough of your dad in that
Yeah,
last
Tim
5
Allen was like,
minutes?
you believe me now, bitch?
Yeah.
Well, he has this super heartfelt conversation with his son
Blue
where
Angels.
he's like, I can't be selfish anymore. Like, I want you to be with me all the time, but these kids need somebody in their
Need me.
lives too, so I
Yeah.
have to go do this.
And then he
this selfish ass motherfucking
shook the
kid,
snow
He's
globe.
like,
shaking this snow globe.
30 seconds later.
If I was Santa Claus, I'd be like,
Give
did
me
you
that
not
shit.
listen to
Give me
anything
that
that I
shit.
just told you?
Charlie,
I'll give you this
fucking
back
idiot.
next Christmas.
Yeah, whenever you grow up a little
You
bit.
grow the fuck up. And it was
I'm
Charlie.
putting this on the fridge.
It was Charlie, the one who the whole movie was like, you can't abandon those kids, Dad. Like, you're
Yeah.
Santa Claus.
What a fucking little hypocrite.
I know. What a fucking hypocrite.
Also, what was with
The worst part about him, he was a hypocrite.
That's the worst part.
That's the worst part.
I don't know about that.
There's some crazy weird sexual tension between
The 12-year-old elf, who
and-
was actually like 1,200 years, but
Yeah, oh,
was a
that was-
child actor.
It was between Tim
Tim,
Allen
he's
as
like, wow,
Santa
you
Claus.
look really good for your age.
And his
She's like, I'm 900 or something like
well,
that.
what she was like his assistant / like housekeeper.
What was her name?
Judy.
Judy.
And she's like literally a tiny baby girl, but like she's supposed to be like a 2,000-year-old elf or something.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously she's a child actor.
And
she's
he's like,
you
"Mm,
let
look
me
good."
know if I can get you anything else.
Yeah,
Santa
the
Claus."
way she says everything is so
He's
weird.
like, wow, you look good for your age. And we were like, what the fuck is happening here?
It was. I remember being a kid thinking, this seems wrong. I don't know why, but it doesn't
And then
seem
we
right.
watched it as adults, and we were like, "This is definitely wrong."
Yeah.
There was like a scene where they were like, Santa, can we get you anything else? And you were like, more Judy.
Oh my god.
Bring Judy up to my chambers, please.
We were just like, this is so fucked up.
Yeah.
I want to taste some more of her hot cocoa.
Oh yeah, 'cause
God.
she brought him a
the recipe she's been working on for like 900 years.
She was like,
Yeah, I'm like,
"Took
that
me
shit better be
1,200 years
good.
to perfect." She's like, "Not too cold, not too hot, extra chocolate."
Yeah.
And I was like, "What the fuck?" Even describing the chocolate has sexual undertones to
Yeah.
it.
It was so bizarre. Basically, every movie that we
It's
watched
so
was like
creamy.
old, and we were
Okay.
we we were just like looking at all the things that were like really bizarre and
Yeah.
they could have left out, or like things that wouldn't fly today, and it was really funny.
Christmas movies used to be pretty wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there are other. We watched. We all didn't watch it, but me and Natalie watched Gremlins not long ago, and that is another movie that would never get made
Yeah,
today.
it has lots of
But it's so good.
things.
Gremlins
Lots of
2 is
things.
Even worse.
That's a whole
way
nother can of worms.
way off the rails.
Whoa, we gotta
but
rewatch
Gremlins 1 though I consider to be a Christmas classic because it
Yeah.
does take place on Christmas. A lot of people consider it like a horror movie, which is weird because it's not scary at all.
that.
Yeah.
I mean,
but-
for like kids.
I guess it's like campy scary,
If
but
I
even
had
then,
seen it as like a 5-year-old, I would
Yeah.
have not been able to sleep.
Sure. But it's a
Sure.
good movie. Any more topics on the old roster?
Nope, not at all.
What are we at here? We're at exactly 1 hour and 12. Wow.
Perfect. We can wrap things up.
Should we wrap it up?
What a great podcast. We really enjoyed having you on here.
Yeah,
That flew by.
Thanks for
That
coming
did,
on the show.
right?
That flew
Crazy.
by.
That's why a lot of our podcasts go like an hour and 20 because I'm like, we won't even realize that
Yeah.
it's at the hour mark.
It's amazing.
But
Who knew
wild.
conversations could be so fun?
yeah, wow.
Wow.
It's a Christmas miracle.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Where's Judy? Where that girl Judy at?
She's in,
I wonder what she
she's
looks
in
like now.
protective custody.
And the thing is though, she's probably older than us now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that movie came out in like 1994.
I was 8.
And she was
Oh,
probably.
I was 5 when that movie came
Yeah, I
out.
was 3. She was
well,
probably.
she's probably only like 5 years older than Nars.
She looked like she was about 10 in that
Yeah.
movie. The actress. Yeah.
Well,
so-
she was 1200.
My
Yeah,
bad.
get it right.
My bad.
We are about to have to repack our shit and then
Yep.
go take a flight back to Oregon.
Yep.
Not stoked about that.
No, it'll be
but
fine, baby girl.
It'll be fine.
No, it'll be fine. I just, I don't like fucking traveling. Traveling sucks dick. Like getting to your location's fine, but like
Yeah.
the traveling part and like dealing with all the general public is fucking lame.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least was the plane crowded the first time?
It was full.
Yeah, it was a full
Oh,
flight.
really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It soaked.
Pape was like,
Here-
there's barely gonna be anybody on it. I was like, maybe he's right. And I got in, they were like, we're at full capacity, so everybody fucking take a seat. Nobody
Damn.
fucking keep.
bad.
If you
Some
see-
people are gonna
need to take those middle seats,
My bad. My bad. I didn't know.
Well, my expectations are tempered now that I had that flight on the way here.
And Oakland's a fairly chill airport to go
Yeah.
through. I mean,
Yeah.
I think TSA will be a little bit more annoying, but you don't have any knives in your bag this time, so that'll probably be better.
I have a fucking bazooka.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Again, if you guys would like to help monetarily with the podcast, we do have a Ko-fi for Goblin Mode. There's never any pressure to give, but if you want to support, that is how. And we'll shout you out if you donate. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe.
Smash.
Smash that like button. Hit that bell for notifications.
So you never miss another podcast.
Ever.
But love you guys.
Ever.
Thank you all for watching and supporting.
Bye-bye.
Bye. See ya.